Hey, what's up, church? Welcome back to day 2 of my reflections on some of the practical ways in which we can share the good news of Jesus with others. So today we're going to be looking at storytelling. So one of the best ways we can tell people about our faith is by sharing our testimony. So testimony literally means sharing something that we saw or heard, like specifically firsthand. We're giving evidence of an event or something that happened because we were there, we were the person who saw it. And part of the power of that is that it's not debatable really, because we were there. We saw it with our own eyes, so how can you question that? And it's a really powerful way, therefore, to share our stories and experiences of what God has done with others. And often they'll be able to see the evidence of that story in the way we are, because they might see that transformation in us, and we can hopefully see that in them too as a result of it. An example in the Bible here is John 9, which is where Jesus heals a blind man. So Jesus and his disciples are wandering around, and eventually they meet this man who is blind. The disciples turn to Jesus and they say, "Is he blind because he's a sinner?" And they ask him this, and Jesus replies, No. He's blind so that the works of God might be displayed in him." And Jesus then healed the blind man by basically grabbing mud off the ground, spitting in the mud to make it a paste, smearing it over the guy's eyes. He told him to then go wash his eyes out, and he could see again. Which, I'll be honest, if I told someone that story and I'd seen that firsthand and seen it happen, and I told someone, they'd probably just be like, "That's ridiculous. You can't possibly have made that up. It's so random that who would make that up?" So I feel like that's a reasonably believable story, which sounds ridiculous, I know, considering what I've just told you. But either way, after this has happened, the blind man goes away and he tells everybody, all the people he comes across, he speaks about his experience of what Jesus did to him and enabled him to see. People like the Pharisees and things kind of asked about it. People even questioned whether he was ever blind in the first place, but he managed to prove that he was. And so this guy had an experience firsthand of God transforming him and changing his life. And because he was there and experienced it firsthand, he knew all the details. He knew exactly what happened. He was able to tell people and kind of say, "This is what I saw with my own 2 eyes. And so it must be real." And we all have stories too of things God's done in our lives. God has no doubt been a major part in so many of our lives, kind of changed things for the better. He's kind of been with us, and maybe he's responded to our prayers. Maybe he's kind of taken us to somewhere new, to a new experience where we get to see him and see things in a new way. Maybe he's made us into new people with kind of new skills and abilities. Maybe the Holy Spirit's done something powerful, like heal you. But whatever that is, it's a story worth telling. And there's nobody better to tell that story than you, the person who literally experienced it firsthand. So what's your story? What has God done in your life? Because there are so many people who need to know about Jesus and about God and the amazing things he can do. And you are the best person to tell that story, the story you experienced. So go and tell your story whenever you get the opportunity, because it's absolutely worth it. See you tomorrow.